It was almost like a Bollywood movie. Like all these just heads like popped out and all these people just came and then started like coming over. It almost feels like an Indian Judy. It was like Goldilocks. This is my third Cartier bracelet and I get it as a 3-year sobriety. Drama. Clash the Cartier, crash the Cartier. The clash the Cartier, crash the Cartier drama being that someone crashed into my safe and stole the necklace that was stolen. Cartier. Cartier. Cartier, yay! Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Mike and I'm a fashion freak, a geek, a luxury lover, shopaholic, shithead, a Cartier king. Today we're going to be Cartier chatting. Clash the Cartier, crashing. Cartier. Cartier king, Cartier chatting. Today we're going to be talking about my Cartier experience in Paris. This is my part of my French Fashion Fridays, which I'm probably going to post on Saturday. French Fashion Fridays, Paris part 7, 8, I don't know, Paris part something. This is for my November trip, but I'm also going to talk about my January trip because I'm filming this now in February, obviously, and posting in February. So I'm just going to talk about my November trip, what I got, my January trip. Like both of them together, I think, on this video. The shopping experience, appointments, going to the flagship store, and the drama that I had that happened with Cartier that I've literally mentioned in every other video that I've done from my French Fashion Fridays, but I haven't posted this yet. I haven't shot it yet! And now I'm shooting it. It's also really late, early night, so I'm shooting it and I'm tired and the lighting might not be great. So this is what I look like now. But unfortunately, I just came back from one of my friend's father's funerals, so that's why I'm kind of a little bit dressed up, even though I'm not really dressed up. That's why I'm wearing a button now. I was wearing this all day. Anyway, so that was my day. Anyway, but I'm going to shoot this now and we're gonna talk and it's gonna be great. Cartier. We're going to talk about Cartier unboxing, chatting Cartier, clash the Cartier, drama about Cartier, not with Cartier, but that happened to my Paris trip in November, and then going back in January. Oh, also the price difference between here and France, and everything like that. Can't speak. So if that's something you're interested in, please stick around, please smash the like button, please consider subscribing. Keep on watching, keep on watching, keep on watching, keep on watching, keep on watching. So, Paris Cartier. Okay, so, first of all, because Cartier is from Paris, and there's like 10 locations. I think there's 8 locations in Paris. I've been to the Place Vendôme one a bunch of times because that's the kind of in that little square that is very well known for all the jewelry. Van Cleef's original store is there. There's a Tiffany's there, there's a Rolex, I think there's an Audemars, I think there's a Patek Philippe or Patek. Is it Patek or Patek? A lot of people say Patek. Some people say Patek. I just like to say Patek because it sounds a little more Indian. I think it's Patek though. Patek Philippe. Whatever it is, let me know in the comments below. And I've been to the Cartier on the Champs-Élysées. So I wanted to go to a different one, and I thought, why not go to the flagship one? Also, there's another YouTuber out there, Justin, who I follow, kind of does similar videos to me. And so I watched his video of his unboxing of an Ecru bracelet and review of the Ecru bracelet. And he said he got it in Paris at the flagship store on 13 Rue de la Paix. And I was like, okay, I have to go get it from there. Because he got, instead of a black box inside, he got a gold box inside. I was like, oh, I have to get a gold box. I want a gold box. So you can go to Cartier online and you can just literally make an appointment. So obviously I was gonna make an appointment because I was like, I love appointments. I love like being like, I have an appointment. Oh, you guys, it is late early and I am tired. Oh, Cartier, oh, Cartier. So I saw his video, I was like, oh, I have to go to the flagship store. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to the flagship store. So I made an appointment online for the flagship store. I actually made 100 appointments at every store because I always do that. At every different location I made appointments just in case. I didn't know what time I wanted to go and I wanted to have different options. So I end up going on a Sunday because I was like, Sunday's a good day because Hermes is closed. I'm not doing my Hermes journey. Cartier was open, and because Hermes was closed and because also I could just take a little more time on a Sunday to kind of just do the experience. Because jewelry is a whole other thing and you want to make sure you're making the right choice and just enjoy it, right? So I wanted to enjoy the experience. I went to the flagship store, waited, I think my appointment was 11 or 12 whenever they opened. It was the first appointment, and there's a line for just walk in, there's a line for appointments. And so there was a longer line for the walk-ins, and then the appointment line was very short. So it was the same I have an appointment, let me just walk in. Okay, oh, cool. So as soon as the store, and there's 3 porter guys outside waiting, and it's a new store because they just remodeled it. Or my sales associate told me once I got inside that they had recently remodeled it and redone the whole thing, and she gave me a tour and everything like that. But so They recently remodeled it. All the like garage shutter things were down, and they brought them up. And like as soon as they brought them up, like all these people appear out of the woodwork. It was almost like a freaking like a Bollywood movie. Like all these just heads like popped out, and all these people just came and they started like coming over. So they all these other people got online, and like people pulled up in taxis, kind of like outside Hermes too, and people just pulled up with taxis right at 10:30 a.m. So we went in, and there's like 15 attendants waiting for you. Already at the entrance, like, how can I help you? I was like, oh. There's a counter, and then there's all these other attendants at the back, and there's a front area, there's a side area, there's an upstairs. Went to the front, I went right to the lady on the counter, and I said, hi, I have an appointment at whatever. And they're like, oh, yes, of course, sit down, your appointment's actually with this lady. And the lady was like literally right there. She had already said hi to me, but she was like just walking out, and I was like, oh, okay, blah, blah. So she takes us down a little chair, sits us down, whole like lovely experience, all of the accoutrements, all of the fun. Like, would you like a glass of orange juice? Would you like a cafe? Would you like a this? Would you like some champagne? Blah, 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 blah. All that stuff. So obviously I got juice and coffee and water, because why not? Because I think I was thirsty. I was really thirsty. And I always love a good cafe. Cartier. Cartier. I was looking to get the Clash, but I also wanted to look at the Just Inclus and the Accru, and I wanted to look at a necklace, and I wanted to look at some rings. And I told her all that. But obviously, this many pieces, they can't bring that many things out. And as time went on, I ended up not seeing everything that I wanted to see, because I just got kind of fixated on things that I want. And my friend wanted to see the Just Inclus as well. So I told her we wanted to see the Clash bracelet, the Just Inclus, and the Clash necklace. So those were the three things that she went to go back. So then she brought them out. She was like super friendly, super helpful. Super nice, asking questions, where are you from, blah, 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 blah. We spoke in French, did the whole dance. She saw I was already wearing a Cartier bracelet, and my Trinity bracelets. So I asked her to have those cleaned. She sent them back for cleaning. Actually, she sent them back. We did the cleaning later, way later, but it felt like, at first it was very like, nice. But then I did feel like we were there for a little over an hour, and I started to feel a little bit of pressure on like whether I was gonna make a decision or not. I could tell if she was like, are you gonna buy this or not? Are you a serious buyer, or are you just like a waster of my time? So it did feel a little bit of pressure, but I was going to get anything, so it was like, whatever, it's fine. And like when I went back in January, it was like a completely different experience. It was like, just like, oh sir, come back in, oh sir. Like the whole thing, and we'll talk about that later. But I tried on the Clash, and then there's the rigid kind and the flexible kind. The rigid kind is kind of like, it's like a bangle. It's literally like the love bracelet, and so it like sits right, it stacks well because it's the same shape, but then it kind of like jingles a lot, like kind of like that kind of sound that feels it almost feels like an Indian churi, which for my Indian followers out there, if there are any, feels like a churi, which makes a little clingy sound. But it did jingle, and it looked cool. But then I asked her to see the flexible one. And the flexible one is not rigid, so it's a little more, like that, and kind of like can move along and kind of get slinky and like hide under. So I tried those both on. I was kind of debating between the two. I kind of like them both. Also, she's very much a sales associate. Like, oh, wow, beautiful, looks great. Wow, oh, wow, sir, looks so good on you. All that jazz. And then I tried on the Clash necklace, and she brought out the small size and the medium size, and it's like a little bit of a difference, but it's just, I really like the Clash necklace. So it was literally like a little piece of Clash and rose gold, obviously all rose gold. And then it had like three, because you guys know I only like wear rose gold. I like to wear rose gold, although I have started wearing gold again. So it was like Clash, and then it was a chain with like little beads, like little gold beads around the thing. Really liked it. Tried it out a bunch of times, and she was like trying to get me to get both because it was like a set, and I was like, okay, I could get both. I was debating between the two, and then I was like, okay, well, price difference. Let's talk about price. Literally a month or two before I went, they hadn't adjusted the prices as much, so it was a pretty big savings because you were paying, it was less euros, and then you were getting the VAT back. I think it was like more like 20-30% savings, less euros, and you're getting the VAT back, and then obviously in the US, more euros. I think it was like the same price. So let's say, okay, so like the Clash Cartier Flexible was like 8,600 euro, $8,600 in the US. And if it was 8,600 euros, then it would be 8,600 minus the VAT. And this is in November, so it was like 1 to 1.04. So 8,600 minus the VAT gets you at like 78. Let's say 78 versus 8,600 in the US plus the tax is at like 93. So 78 versus 93, so you're looking at like $1,500 difference on a bracelet, which is pretty significant in this world. At some point before my trip, they adjusted the price to where the bracelet ended up being more euros than the dollar amount. Actually, the bracelet ended up being closer to the dollar amount with tax. So you're losing that tax benefit a little bit. 8,600 euros, $8,600, but then the bracelet's 9,200 euros now in France. So it's like almost what you pay with the tax if it was dollar to dollar. But then if you get the VAT back, you're still going back to, so at 92, you're getting 9 back. So you go back to 81. So it's 81 versus 93. So you're still saving a pretty good chunk. Did I do the math wrong earlier? No, I didn't. Anyway, did I? No. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. Still a savings. The necklace was around 2,700 euros for the small and then 4,000 for the big versus I think 25 in the US and 36 maybe. So again, 25 with the tax would be around 27, which is how many euros it was, and 36 with the tax would be around 4,000, which is how many euros it was. Then 4,000 would end up being 3,600 after the VAT. 27 would end up being 25, 24, or after the VAT. So I was like, I kept thinking about it, and she was a little pushy, but she was like waiting. And then her manager walked over and she introduced me to her manager, and I was like, oh, hi, nice to meet you. And it's like really, he had a very specific name, so I remembered it. When we went back next time, they were like surprised that I remembered him because she reintroduced me to him. I was like, yeah, I met you last time, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, oh, wow, you remember? And it was like, oh, and he was impressed too. And I was like, yeah, no, of course I remember. You met me last time. But anyway, so then I was like, oh, can you clean our bracelets too? And she's like, yes, of course. And I was like, can you change the colors? And she's like, oh, yes, of course. And they have this really cool change color system thing that they do. It's a lot easier than the US. She took them away to go clean while I was deciding, and then I was like, fine, I'm gonna get both. So I decided to get both. So I got the bracelet and the necklace. Okay, this is where the story comes in. Okay, so I decided to get the necklace and the bracelet. The flexible bracelet, after like a lot of back and forth of like which size in the thing, and the flexible versus the rigid and blah, 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 and trying, like, I literally tried on like 3 or 4 different sizes on the flexible too because I wasn't sure. Because one was a little too loose, one was way too tight, one was a little bit loose, but just loose enough. It was like Goldilocks. Just too big, too small, just right. So I was like, I'm gonna get the bracelet and I'm gonna get the necklace. And she's like, oh, wow, so great, that's so great, oh, blah, blah, blah. So we did the whole tax thing. She filled out my forms. You're bound to my account, blah, blah, all doing that. The other ladies, she had 2 attendants with her. There's always like 2 attendants with her. Like, I guess they're like trainees or like, you know, like it felt like they were trainees or like they were like learning, but they were like 2 like attendants helping her. So one took the stuff for cleaning. The other one took the bracelets and she's like, do you want to see them presented? And I was like, yeah, of course I want to see them presented. So they went away and they came back and she like presented on this tray with the boxes, with the pillows, with the everything, which was the coolest part, I think. Not the coolest part, it was really, I was like, they don't do this in the US at all. Like, they never do this in the US. She's like, oh, really? Wow. And then she went away to go pack them. So she packed them in these white boxes, wrapped them up and sealed them with the wax and then the Cartier things with the little red wax. The gift box version. So it's like white box, it's the red box, white box. Oh, when she brought them out to present them, I forgot about this. When she brought them out to present them, they were with the regular black and then not the gold. And I was like, wait a minute, don't you guys have a gold one? And she was like, no, I don't know that. And I was like, Justin, I thought that you guys had gold ones. And she was like, no, I don't think so. I was like, oh, you sure the flagship show doesn't have gold ones? Maybe she's new because I think she had said she had transferred over to the store from a different store, so she didn't used to work there. But it was actually really disheartening because I actually chose to go to that one for the gold boxes. I didn't ask about them next time either, but maybe next time I will ask again, and maybe I'll ask a different person or something like that. I'm not really sure. Maybe I should have asked the manager. I didn't know there. But actually, I should have actually pushed on that because I really wanted those gold boxes. Really wanted to get the special gold box. It did, you're still like, I mean, you know how Cartier's, the certificate is stamped with the store you got it from. But here's the drama. Okay, so then, I'll get to the drama actually. She packs everything up, we do the whole thing, and then they bring back our bracelets and they've shined them so nicely. It's like nicer than any shine I've ever gotten in the US. It was like beautiful. It was so, it looked like a brand new bracelet. And they changed all the colors. I picked all these spring colors and it was like November, which felt very weird. I don't even know why I did that. But after that point, they were all like pastel-y too. And after that point I was like, I'm not gonna change this. So she packed everything up and they put it in the red bag with the white bag over it and the little flap to protect it, which I think I've shown you guys. I have to get to the drama, and the drama is hard to get to. Oh yeah, so this is the little, they put it in this box with the little seal, right? And a little seal. How cute. Like a little wax seal, and it's all wrapped up. So they put in these nice boxes, wrap them up, 2 white boxes, and then 2 bags, and then they give it to me in a bag, and I leave. The certificates are sealed. I still haven't opened them, but they're sealed shut with the same thing too. And she wrote like bracelet collier, which is a bracelet and the necklace on these. Did I open them? No, I kind of like that they're not open. Maybe I'll open them later. Actually, I never looked at the card inside. Isn't that interesting? Maybe I'll open one for fun. We'll do an unboxing of them, of the little thing. Oh no. Okay, that didn't work. Basically just didn't open because the seal was so sealed on. But okay, so. Oh, it says her name on here too. So it says Cartier 13 Rue de la Paix 7002 Paris. Made with 750% or 750 0 out of 100 gold. This is authentic Cartier jewel. The number and the date, November 13th, 2022. So that's what it looks like. So didn't get the box, didn't get the gold box, but got the bracelet and thing. Get back to the hotel, put them in the corner with my thousands of other shopping bags that I've got because I've spent so many, because I got so much stuff last trip. They're all in the corner with all my other shopping bags, like no big deal, don't even think about it. Next day, go shopping again. For some reason or another, I decide to take the 2 Cartier things out of their shopping bags, even though everything else is in their shopping bags, like all the bags and everything like that. I take the 2 Cartier things and I put them in the safe, and then I close the safe and I lock the safe. And then the next day, in the morning, I wake up, I open the safe to get a bracelet out to take to Hermes, to wear to Hermes. Lock the safe, close it, leave for the day. Come back later in the day to the room, leave again, come back in the night. And the night I come back, safe is jammed shut with part of one of my bag charms, my rodeo charms stuck in it. And I'm like, why is my rodeo charm stuck in it? It's like stuck where part of the tail of the horse is sticking out. I was like, what? So I like try to open the safe, put it in the combo, can't open it. Put it in the combo again, can't open it. Won't, like, it opens, but then it doesn't open. It's stuck. So I call the hotel manager and call downstairs, try to talk to someone, try to figure out. Basically, long story short, we get the safe open with the manager. It's open. She's like, whatever, blah, blah. And when I look in the safe, there's only one Cartier box in there. Mind you, they are white with the seal, not opened. So I don't know which one is which. I know I put both of them in there. I knew the necklace one was a little smaller and the bracelet one was a little bigger, but they were both in there. And then I look in and it looks like it's just the bigger one, the small one's missing. I pull everything out of the safe. I start freaking out. I call again. I'm like, I think something's missing from the safe. So basically, I checked the whole place and the said necklace that I just opened was stolen. So then I have to spend the whole day, next day, my last day, on the phone with the security camera place, trying to get the footage, watch the footage, can't really see. I find out there's like 8 people that have gone in and out of the room, 2 maids, 2 valets with our dry cleanings, 2 carpet cleaners, 2 vent cleaners, cleaning because they were doing their carpet cleaning and vent cleaning, happened to be doing it that week, and only those 2 days. And one of the people only came back, or they come once a year and they come for 2 days. And so the first day they came on, and the second day was the day that it was missing. So they might have seen it. I think it was maybe them. They might have seen it on Monday and then taken it on Tuesday, and could probably like open the safe. And like I've heard from other people that like the hotel can be in on it and blah blah blah. And like I spent the whole day talking to the manager, and like I don't even really want to rehash this because she was so sweet and so helpful and so friendly. And I'm not going to say which hotel because I had a great experience there otherwise, and they were so kind and they were so nice and I loved it. Didn't go back and stay there the next time. I booked it, but I didn't end up staying there in January because I felt uncomfortable, but it was so centrally located. We could walk everywhere. It was right in the first, right off of Rue Saint-Honoré, like right next to Hermes, right next to Goyard, right next to all the stores. It was a great location, and like I said, great room, great people, great everything else was great. But if the hotel staff was in on it, a little icky, which it doesn't feel like they were because she spent the whole day with me looking at the footage. We called the lock company of the door. We called the safe company. We got when the safe was opened and closed, all the times that it was open and closed, all the times my room key was used, or my room was open and closed. Tried to match them up, watched the footage, did a whole thing, couldn't find it. The manager kept saying that her staff was so great and they would never do this, and she's known worked them well for years, and maybe she's right, but I have a feeling that like if they were able to like get into a safer, I know I didn't leave it open, I know I closed it, and my opening and closing of it that Tuesday morning when I went to go get the bracelet to wear was not listed, which then makes me think the security company could have taken out some parts of the opening and closing, or she didn't print the whole thing, or whatever. I don't know, there's so many ways. Anyway, the point is, there's no way to prove it. There was no camera footage. I tried to like be like, hey, I wasn't really good about like arguing with them. I was like too nice, I think, about like, you need to like, my French friends were even like, you need to ask them to like, you need to get them to either cover the cost or cover the free hotel or blah, blah, blah. And I just like didn't fight it. At the end of the day, she was like, you should file a police report. So then I went down to the Paris police station and filed a police report, spoke to the people. They were like, they didn't speak any English, so it had to be all in French, but I don't think that I got my point across very well, and I think that they were all just like, what is this guy doing here? I asked for a copy. They said they couldn't print me a copy. I'll get an email copy. I was like, no, I need a hard copy. Can you give me a hard copy? They're like, no. And I was like, okay. And I didn't get any email confirmation for a little bit, and then eventually got it, and I printed it out at the hotel, and I said it could have been the hotel, which whatever. But yeah, so they ended up stealing the necklace. And when I opened the safe and got the box out, the box that it was out, I was like praying that it was the bracelet, because the bracelet was so much more expensive than the necklace, even though it sucks that I ever sold. And it was the bracelet. Here's me unboxing it. So here's the bracelet. I've been wearing it this whole time. I've been wearing it forever. I literally have not stopped wearing it. I'll do a review of the bracelet later, because I did actually, I took it off and on, and the mechanism that like locks it in place broke. I had to send it out for 3 weeks. Cartier covered it, it was free and everything like that, but I had to send it out for 3 weeks to get it fixed. But other than that, I've been wearing this bracelet every day. I love it so much. It's so pretty. It's so nice, and like it just looks really cool and edgy and different, but still like a unique piece, and not a lot of people have it. It's less common. I really like it. And I like that it's like all like squiggly, blah, blah. It doesn't do the jiggle as much, but it's okay. Anyway, I'll talk more about the bracelet in a different video. I feel like I can do a whole chapter review, and I don't have the energy for it right now. I do like that I got it. I would have loved the necklace too, obviously. It sucks that it lost it. Yeah, that really sucked, actually. But it's okay. I mean, what am I gonna do? There's nothing I could do. I filed a police report. I spoke to my insurance. I spoke to my credit card. Like, it was all dealt with, but like, I would have loved to get the. And I told Cartier too. I texted my SA. I was like, hey, if that bracelet ever comes back with that serial number, and like, you know, it's stolen. When I opened the box, I was like so thankful. We were so thankful that it was the bracelet that was in there, not the necklace, because the bracelet was what I actually went for. But okay, so here's my receipt, and the receipt comes with a VAT and everything like that. It comes in a nice little white, comes in a nice envelope and a little envelope and all that blah blah. Oh, she also put like some perfume samples in it and something else or the other in it. Oh, extra pouches and stuff like that. So it has my serial number here. Okay, so the bracelet was 9250, but it's 86 in the US. But then I ended up being, this was in November, so it was 1 to 1.04, so it ended up being 81 or something like that. The necklace was 27. Well, I guess I can say this. Should I say this? I don't know. Yeah, I guess, whatever. So, I mean, my credit card company, Amex, like, because I filed a police report, because I had a copy of everything like that, I ended up, I got the VAT back on this purchase for both. So I got the VAT back for the bracelet and the necklace, even though I lost the necklace. And then Amex paid me back for the necklace, but they paid me more because I think either they overpaid me or they paid me more. The dollar amount plus the exchange rate was different. So they paid me more, so I ended up getting a little more back overall than what I actually paid for the necklace. So I just deducted that from the price of the bracelet, so the bracelet became even cheaper for me. Which is how I think about it. That's why I think this bracelet's likely, because it was less because of the VAT, and then even less because of the loss. So maybe I was just meant to have this one bracelet. And it does have another meaning. I'll do a whole other video about that too, but basically, I don't need to do a whole other video about that, but I do want to do a whole video about the topic. And then basically, like, so this is my third Cartier bracelet, and I get it as a 3-year sobriety bracelet, because I'm 3 years sober from alcohol. So this is my 3-year sobriety present. I got one every year. So this was my 1 year, the love bracelet in rose gold. And then this love bracelet that I unboxed for you guys, my 2-year in gold. So this is my 1 year in rose gold, my 2 year in gold, and this is my 3-year bracelet. And I've been wearing them on the same side for a while, but I switched it up. But yeah, that's also a whole fun thing that I can talk about later. But yeah, so that was my Cartier experience. Oh, I have to talk about January. I'll talk about January next time, but basically it was like a whole, like, I felt like I was VIP, and like it was so much cooler, and they wanted to like take me upstairs and do a whole tour of the whole store and get a private room with the champagne and everything like that and relax. And she's pushing in like a Just Include double on me, which I'll put in here, which I do actually really want. And also, like, she was like, if you spend more than this amount, we'll give you the full 20% VAT back instead of the regular 12, which was also incentive because then they're giving me a lot more VAT back. She reintroduced me to the manager, which I was like, hey, I already met him. She also didn't recognize me when I came in. I texted her and she's like, oh, I was like, yeah, it's me. She's like, oh my God. And they were like, it was like a different year. Oh, I also forgot to tell you, when you go to the bathroom there, it's the same thing with like Chanel. They have to like take you there, and like I just went and it was like a whole big deal that I went. Also because I was wearing the necklace while I went into the bathroom, because she was like, just wear it, keep it around, walk around with it. So I was wearing the necklace, I went in the bathroom, and I went into the bathroom, and then I think the security guard was like upset that I was there, and the other lady that let me in, then they were just like waiting outside the bathroom for me to like let me back. But it's like in a secret room, the mirror door thing is the thing, and it's like one of those really nice bathrooms, and all the accoutrements in there too. Yeah, that was my Cartier experience, you guys. Oh, got it. Okay. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please consider subscribing. Please smash that like button. If you like it, please share it with your friends and family. If you hate it, share it with your enemies and exes. I know your time is valuable. I know your time is precious. So I appreciate you spending your time here with me, and I'll see you in the next one. And thank you guys so much for watching and subscribing and being my friends. Bye!